family, my name is Phineas Pooh, and welcome to the family tree. Um, this is officially episode 1. Um, gonna try to be a little bit entertaining with these, but mostly just informative and kind of, um, interesting people who are further back in my tree. Now, once you get to a certain point in anybody's family tree, it mostly you start losing records, and it mostly becomes word of mouth and what people write down and that type of thing. So a lot of this could be totally wrong. It could be 100% accurate. It really depends on the records and stuff like that. But this, everything that am bringing up as part of this series is going to be accurate as of this current moment in my family tree. And this is my adoptive family tree. This is not my biological family tree. I don't know what my biological family tree is. So this is on my dad's side of things, going way back several generations. This is like I didn't keep track of the clicks. I think it's like 10 or 12 great grandpas or something like that. Something crazy like that. And I found this name. I found it very interesting because this is clear back when he was born in 1635. And on here, I believe it's also 1635. Born on Valentine's Day, no less. So I found it interesting that part of it said doctor. I was like, how, going back that far, a lot of it is totally different medicine than what we have today. We have x-rays, and we've got pills and all these things that you can just take, and cures everything, or at least treats it. We have vaccines, we've got radiology, we've got all this stuff, and I can only imagine what they had back then. I can't even pronounce that name. It's Zerubbabel, I believe is what the name is. Zerubbabel Endicott. Zerubbabel Endicott. So, born on Valentine's Day in Salem, Massachusetts. I found that very interesting. Salem, Massachusetts. And he also died in Salem, Massachusetts. So he didn't get out a lot, now did he? But he was born in 1635. So he was one of the very first people to be born in the colony. Probably not the first. There's probably plenty of other births that happened there, but it was definitely in the first generation of births. That's pretty cool. Buried in Danvers in Essex County, so not too far out. Immediate family. Son of the governor, John Endicott. Let's see here. Who was born in 1588 in Dorchester, England. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was awesome. Father of another doctor, John Endicott. So passing the name John down. Zerubbabel Endicott Jr. How would you like to have that name? Anyway, he was a doctor in Salem, Massachusetts. Alright, well, let's take a look at his biography here. Now, again, this is all information according to, basically the information according to the sources that we've got. There's not a lot of sources from that time, so the fact that we could find, or that people have found these sources, I think that's super awesome. So let's take a look here. Zerubbabel Endicott, under the terms of his father's will, came into possession of an extensive estate. You don't say. His father was a governor. Anyway, he lived in Salem, Massachusetts, where he practiced medicine and reared a family of 10 children. No information has been found yet pertaining to his education. Probably served a period under some other doctor. How would you like to be, not necessarily have to go through med school to be a doctor? You just have to go learn the trade, and then you're a doctor. That's pretty interesting. He may have received some education in England, but research has not been conducted on this interesting old biblical name favored by the Puritans. So he was a Puritan. That's cool. Was the name of the son of Shealtiel and the grandson of King something in the Bible. He was an heir to the throne of Judah and is listed in the genealogy of our Lord. So the name came from the Bible in that time. No wonder it was a popular name amongst the Puritans. And Cyrus allowed the Jews to return to their land. So this is kind of, he appointed Zerubbabel governor of the colony. It would be interesting to know exactly why John Endicott picked this name for his second son. Perhaps he saw a parallel. I could see how he'd be a parallel. Governor. He wanted to make sure, everything would go well. Okay. Zerubbabel married about 1654 to Mary Smith, the daughter of Samuel Smith and Sarah of Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, England. It's so interesting because this is like right before we jump over to Europe and everything like that. Married in about 1654, yada yada. Mary was born in Wenham, Massachusetts, and died in 1677. They had 13 children. 13 children. You don't see that nowadays. Holy crap! The ninth being a son named Joseph, from whom your line descends. Oh, this is somebody else. Wait, maybe? Let me go back here. Where Joseph? There's the ninth. There's the 13 children. Holy crap! Dr. John Endicott. They have 14, according to this. Oh my gosh! Holy crap! What were they thinking? Alright, let's go to your tree really quick. What were you thinking? Are you stupid? I hope not. Okay. It's... Okay, so there's Zerubbabel. There's the governor. That... Oh my gosh. I forget how far back this goes, because then it'll do one more generation back if there's another generation to be had. Which it looks like there's a hefty side on his mom's side taken care of. We might explore that further back, but anyway, I digress. 13 children. And I believe my line does descend through that one. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. That could just be this website. Anyway, Zerubbabel died in 1864 and left a will which gave his fifth son 1/3 of the Ipswich farm, 1/5 of the Schickering farm. Joseph was a residential legatee of his brothers John and Samuel. Joseph's brother Benjamin. I have seen way too many connections to like the tribes of Israel here. Going way back in the Old Testament now that they've said it and brought it up. Oh goodness. Benjamin died in 1735 and left no children. According to Zerubbabel's will, Joseph also received a share of Benjamin's farm in Topsfield. Alright. Oh, memoirs. Genealogical and personal memoirs relating to the families of Boston and eastern Massachusetts, prepared under the editorial supervision of such and such a person. Anyway, Dr. Zerubbabel Endicott, younger son of Governor John and Elizabeth Gibson, so that's her maiden name is Gibson, that's cool, born in Salem, 1635, died there March 27th, 1864. He was admitted freeman in 1665 and was by profession a physician. His elder brother John, having died without children, all the Endicotts by his will dated, he divided to eldest remaining sons, buried in Denver's, and which was called the Orchard. That's where he's buried at, a place called the Orchard. To his son Zerubbabel, he left a tract of 555 acres. What? Hey Google, how much is 555 acres of land?
555 acres equals 24,175,800 square feet.
What? Hey Google, how much is 1 acre of land?
1 acre equals 43,560 square feet.
Okay, so 43,000 feet. Hey Google, about how many football fields is that?
On the website stack.com, they say, the field has a uniform width of 53 1/3 yards, 160 feet. If you calculate the entire
Google.
area of a football...
Stop. Okay, so that is a whole lot of football fields. I'm not even going to try to do the math on that. That is... what? 555 acres of land. I can't even. Ipswich River. So it's on the Ipswich River, divided equally among them. Provision that either died without issue, this part should revert to the survivors. The governor had a summer place at Middleton, between Topsfield and Danvers. This historic house is located on somewhat known as a new road, which runs from House Station in Middleton to the town of Topsfield. So he married... oh, so he married twice. So he married second, so after she died, Miss Elizabeth Newman, widow of... so a widower married a widow, okay. She was the daughter of Governor John Winthrop of Connecticut. Okay, so marrying high. Okay. Alright. So doctoring, let's see here. All of Endicott's are descended from this famous relative. He was the doctor in Salem, Massachusetts, and it's probable that his medical education consisted of reading medicine in the home of a practicing physician and following him on his patients' visits. In 1677, he wrote a set of remedies that he calls the Synopsis Medicinae, or I can't even read all this medical mumbo-jumbo, studying the art of healing. The art of healing, according to the precepts of the fitted universally to the whole art of healing. Wow. Here's the first with the original spelling of a good doctor. For ye correct or fru in the belly. Okay, so this is a medicine here. The powder of wolf's guts, the powder of boar's stones, oil of wormwood, a drop or two in the nowel, 3 drops of oil of fennel, and 2 drops of oil of mince. In conserve of roses or conserve of single mallows, if ye pain be extreme. Oh, the spelling on this is amazing. Extreme. Extreme. Use it again. Oh my gosh, this old English is gonna kill me. If need require, apply something 1p something hot to the belly. So they would make this, if I'm getting this right, they would make this antidote for a stomach virus or a stomach bug, and they would ingest it because it's in your belly. So you ingest it, and then if they're still not feeling good, they would apply heat to the stomach in order to make it work. For vomiting and loosens in women, that must be like diarrhea. That would make sense. In men, women, and children, take an egg break, a little who in one end of it, and put out with a W, ye white. So you take the white out, so it's only the yolk of the egg. Then put in about 1/2 spoonful of basil. Oh, basil. So a 1/2 spoonful of basil into egg white, or egg yolk. Then fill up the egg with strong rum, or spirits of wine. Okay, so they'd put wine spirits in there then, with the egg yolk and the basil, and set it in hot ashes and let boil till the egg be dry. So they would make a paste out of the yolk, so it'd be like a hard-boiled egg, but just the yolk, with the basil and the spirits of wine. Then take it and eat it fasting. So you wouldn't eat anything, you'd be fasting, and fast an hour after it, or drink a little distilled water of Ming and fennel, which waters mixed together and drank will help with most ordinary cases. That is very interesting. You know, it'd be very cool to try to figure out if this would still work today and what it would do. I mean, it would not be something I would do without, medical supervision or anything like that, but that would be really cool. For a person that is distracted, if it be a woman, that just sounds wrong. Take milk of a nurse that gives such to a male child, so breast milk, and also take a he-cat and a male cat, and cut one of its ears or a piece of it, and let it bleed into the milk. Okay, that just changed things for the worse. I'm reading this word for word. If you guys want to see this, I will leave a link to this particular thing in the description, to this particular page that I'm on. Oh my gosh. So you have to take breast milk from a woman who's breastfeeding a male kid, cut off the ear of a cat and let it bleed out into the breast milk, into the milk, and then let the sick women drink it. Do this 3 times. So you have to give them the blood of the cat in the milk, and you feed it to them 3 separate times. For shingles. So this is the last one, I think. Shingles. This is specifically mentioning shingles. Take house leek cat's blood and cream mixed together and oint the place warm, or take the moss that groweth in the well and cat's blood mixed so apply it warm to the place where the shingles be. So it would be a topical application. Huh. It's so weird thinking of how much medicine has progressed since this time. But at this time, he was a very famous and practiced doctor. That is really cool. That is really cool. And that comes from my family tree. On my dad's side, about 12 generations back. That is so cool. So next time, we're going to see who else we might find in this line. Or who knows, we might go a different direction. Let me know in the comments section if you happen to be related to Zerubbabel. And if you do, let me know how far back you go, where it connects, and everything like that. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the family tree.